Now, I have no idea what's going on in Ukraine with regards to Russia right now. I certainly don't trust a mainstream media, well-known liars and manipulators of the human mind. But what I do know, though, is a method, a process that can end all of this suffering and all of these wars. And we can all do it and all stand by it. The only obstacle is the ego. The ego's going to resist what I'm going to show you and cite to you, even though you can test it and verify it for yourself. The ego's going to resist because it doesn't want to admit that it's been fooled. The ego, of course, wants to hold you back. When you have to do something difficult and empower yourself by doing difficult things, it wants to hold you back by calling in pizza and watching movies. The moment you overcome that ego is the moment you start to empower yourself and start to take control of your life and start to discern and start to think logically. Until then, you're just a puppet of your own ego, and that is why we're in the mess we're in. Simply overcoming that ego is not only empowering, setting you free, it also resolves lots of things, enables you to accept the simple truths like demonstrable reality. And in doing so, you expose the whole game of this place which we find ourselves in it. And as a result, can end all this suffering and all these wars by exposing all this corruption at the highest level all across the earth. So rather than put a hanky with two colours in it and pretend to get all emotional watching the TV, actually do something. Empower yourself at the same time by overcoming your ego, by standing by real world demonstrable science, the results of which will prove we've been lied to at the very fundamental level and that they're at it all across the earth. Those simple demonstrations are: large standing bodies of water do not have the ability to display convexity upon its surface. You can't have an air pressure system next to a vacuum without a solid wall. Prime example, NASA's vacuum chamber, the largest on Earth, 6 to 8 feet thick concrete walls. These are scientific facts. You're going to resist them, but they're true. And here's another one. Tower cranes and pendulums are dead still on a non-windy day. Impossible on a spinning, wobbling, oscillating ball, one that's doing ludicrous speeds in all different directions. Particularly given the fact when every single practical reference involving a travelling pendulum shows it to deviate from the plumb and swing. That's only going in a linear fashion, yet alone trying to replicate the spinning, wobbling, oscillating ball doing ludicrous speeds in all different directions. These are simple, demonstrable facts. You're not going to like it because it proves you've been lied to. You're going to feel resistance within you, but you're not going to find any science that refutes that. So the moment you overcome that resistance and start empowering yourself by overcoming it and standing by what is the moment you start to make progress within yourself and you start to end this dark pantomime, wars and worldwide suffering. So the sooner you get control, the better. Like I said, rather than put your multicolored handkerchief in and shed a few tears getting emotional watching TV, actually end this by overcoming your ego as well. So you're ending this suffering. You're putting an end to the wars. You're mastering your own ego and empowering yourself by simply standing by real world demonstrable science. No one can refute that. The results of that prove we've been lied to and the globe's scientifically impossible. The results of that prove they lied to us at the very top all across the earth. And the only thing to resist that, there's no science. The only thing that holds all of this together is your ego. And that enslaves you. The moment you overcome that, you're empowered by it and it becomes an empowering tool. So why are you choosing the life of disempowerment and delusion by putting hankies in your pocket and yet letting your ego rule you? Scooby-Doo's less confused, guys. Overcome the ego. Stand by what is. All of this ends. It's up to you now.